Kind of blacked out for a second. I forgot we're doing a video.
Sure, yeah, let's just go ahead and interrupt.
Okay, are you the talent?
Thank you for recognizing I'm talented.
You are. You're the best we've got. It's sad, but that's what we're working with.
All right, what's happening, folks? Today's video is sponsored by USCCA. I've been a card-carrying member of USCCA for 2 or 3 years now, long time, and I like the peace of mind that it brings. When you sign up for a USCCA membership, it comes with certain member perks. First benefit, you'll get a self-defense liability insurance policy, and it'll come with an emergency critical response number that's available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So if something goes sideways, you can report, and if you go to court because you're just doing the right thing, they'll have your back. Next benefit is you get to go to their annual show that happens in November of this year, and I'll be there so we could be able to do fist bumps and chest bumps. And actually, I don't want to chest bump you. That's not part of your member benefits for USCCA. Third benefit is USCCA also gives training and education tools, and that's available to you as well as a fourth benefit, and that's discounts with industry partners. Again, this video is sponsored by USCCA. Thanks, guys. On to the video. Guys, I'm pumped about this video, and you should too, because we have varying setups. Josh over here has got like the mega setup. Paul is rolling much lighter, and I'm somewhere in between. I guarantee you we're gonna come up with some considerations you haven't thought through, so make sure you watch the totality of this video. Also, I need you to subscribe to our channel. Make sure your notifications are set to all. The algorithm really hates us, and we need your help with likes and comments and all that jazz. Now, without further ado, Josh, I would like you to go first because you're more important to me than Paul.
I'm a bigger part of the company.
Josh, what do you got?
Yeah, so this subject's really important to me. I've put a lot of thought into it. There's a lot of correlation with stuff I used to do contracting, as well as some experience I've had in real life in the States, where I've had to draw my concealed carry pistol. Never had to fire it, but I have had to draw it several times in different situations. So it's something I put a lot of thought into between experiences at home and abroad. And I've divided this out into like 3 different levels of preparedness or levels of reaction to these kind of situations, depending on what you have available to you. So the first one being my level 1 is kind of your everyday carry, what you have on you. Level 2 is typically like a go bag that's beefed up with medical and a rifle. Level 3 being I have time to kind of get kit on or a plate carrier and kind of go in from there, but it's taking more time to get to those setups.
Awesome. So imagine that you are right on the X during like an active killer event, and you can only grab one thing. You got your level 1 on you, you got your gun, your ankle medical kit, your flashlight, you know, but what is the one thing that you're gonna grab for that kind of like school shooting?
So if it's right there, I'm at the crisis point, I'm on the X, it's probably gonna be more medical. I adjust my pistol that I carry depending on the context where I'm at. So I'm a firm believer that guns are tools, and you bring the right tool for the right job. I float back and forth between a 43 and a 48 a lot, depending on what's going on.
Yeah. Mini poet, bro. That's 11. The size of a 43, 11 rounds.
Yeah.
Plus 13.
Well, when you issue them out to employees, then we'll start.
I'll get you. I just got mine. I just got mine. Back off. I'll get it to you.
Seriously.
Right? I'll get it. That totally backfired
Check
on
out all
me.
the stuff I have. Too bad you guys don't have it.
I'll get you the gun, man.
All right.
I'll get you the gun.
That's a great example. So like in the hotter weather, you know, summer months now, I'm wearing cargo shorts and a t-shirt or a tank top or something. I'm running usually a 43. If I'm going to church, I will purposely upgrade to like a 48, where I have a longer sight radius, higher muzzle velocity, higher magazine capacity, all those kind of things, and maybe even a Glock 19, since that's a gun that I've ran a lot with work. It does a lot of things for me. I'm really comfortable, I can run a Glock 19 really well.
Got it.
And so I will adjust even that. I will adjust my level 1 depending on where I'm going. So if I'm at church, if I'm at, near a school, if I'm, out in the summer on the boat, whatever, I adjust my level 1 accordingly to where I might find myself, because that may be all I have on me.
Got it. So level 1, and then we got a bag that we can grab. I want to go through your bag and my bag, but first, it's really important we just hit the pause button and we talk about context of white knighting and running toward gunfire. When cops may appear on the scene, what are some things that just give you like the, hair stands up on the back of your neck regarding civilian response to an active killer?
Ah, man. Right off the bat, I can think of a situation in Colorado back in 2021 where we had a white knight. He went in, he stopped an active shooter who was killing cops. The active shooter had actually expended ammunition in his shotgun, or for whatever reason, he was no longer to go on killing with that. He went back to his truck, got an AR platform weapon. This concealed carry citizen hero put the guy down, man. I mean, in true war poet fashion, this guy was the dude who was there to stand in the gap. Sadly, He was shot by responding officers. He was just misidentified as the shooter because for whatever reason he picked up the shooter's rifle, the active killer's rifle. He was mistaken for the killer, and sadly, tragically, this guy saved the day, but he gave his life doing it. And you know, sacrifice, man, that's a spectrum, but we don't want to make that ultimate sacrifice. We don't have to, and that was just a situation where maybe just a few tweaks. Sorry, we're running on a little bit here.
No, it's
okay,
great. No,
sorry.
yeah.
But I was going to say, I think it's something that's it's something that you have to understand. There's going to be trade-offs involved, right? When you decide to be that guy that stands in the gap, you understand that there's going to be risks that that you're going to undertake for sure. And it's not just the bad guy putting you down, but there's always that that blue-on-blue type stuff that can happen. So
it is tactically stupid for a civilian to respond to an active killer event. We just do it because it's morally great, but you got to weigh it all out, right?
Sure.
And so I worry particularly about carrying a rifle through a school of like, I'm going to get misidentified. I'm going to get in a cross battle with cops or another civilian responding to active killer event, and we're going to get in a crossfire. And battlefields are confusing enough that you don't want to muddy the waters. But when cops arrive on the scene, when I see or hear blue lights, immediately
Game
you
off.
put your gun away or slide down. Lay down if you need to, but that link up with police is probably going to go really, really bad. Also, if you're not on the scene when it happens, instead you hear like gunshots across the way and then you're kind of in an urban area, that means response times will be quicker and you may arrive on the X when cops or someone else is. So if I'm on the X already, I may respond, but I want to travel a little bit more covert. However, if I'm in a rural area, it may be 30 minutes before cops arrive, and then a lot of the levels that Josh bring, especially your more beefed up level 3 I want to get to, that may be like, maybe that would fly. Josh, let's go through your kind of level 2 setup. What's the thing you're going to grab for on the X active killer response?
So level 2 kind of varies. It can be a pistol with a go bag or chest rack, or I can now go into my truck gun and grab a rifle depending on the scenario, like you were talking about earlier, depending on where I'm at, the distances I'm talking about, everything else, right?
Let's see that quick go bag. I see it right there. I'm dying to know what's in it.
So this is a bag that I bought before my deployments, and one I used overseas. It's not anything really special, it's just an off-the-shelf laptop case that I modified. In this pocket here, I have the Veratex Takami pouches right here that I have extra Glock 40, these are 48 mags in here. And then I also have this main compartment here. So in here I have 2 extra 300 blackout mags. Now these are both 30 rounders. I have a 20 rounder I keep in the gun to make it more stowable in the vehicle. That's a high round count, probably more than I would realistically need. But this way, if I'm running and one falls out, I have this open, right, so I can reach them. And these are Takami pouches as well, and they do a pretty good job for retention. But just in case I trip and fall down or whatever, or something happens, I get to ricochet or whatever, and I have a catastrophic failure in a magazine, I have the ability to reload. So not that I think I'll need 80 rounds of 300 blackout and 4 pistol mags,
Nope,
but
makes sense.
It's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. But I also don't want to burden myself down by carrying 7 magazines, and now I'm lugging 20 pounds of tactical gear through whatever. I want to stay fast and light. Okay. So that's this. And then this main compartment is kind of the goodie pocket. And I have in here, I have a white light, I have extra medical, and I also have a full IFAK that's in this little fanny pack that has everything from an emergency, I'm not going to tear it out right now, but chest seals, 2 tourniquets, I have a casualty blanket in here, all kinds of full range IFAK medical in here. I also have a headlamp in here and a pair of flex cuffs. And you can modify this depending on what you're doing, but I run a little bit heavier on medical. I also keep this bag right here in my car. I don't know if I would grab this initially if I'd have time or not, because this is usually bolted down or strapped down the back of my car. But this is just a giant CLS bag. I have 4 or 5 tourniquets in here, chest seals, pressure gauze, all that kind of stuff, full medical stuff in here. And my consideration is that if I'm going to an active killer scenario, there's going to be victims. So I might put down 1 or 2 bad guys, but now I have 15, civilians that are bleeding out that may not be dead that I'm now responsible trying to save before those ambulances arrive, before the police officer, whoever's responding, can get to me and clear to me or whatever, and try to at least pass out some tourniquets or something. So I usually run at least 1 on me with the ankle med kit on my level 1 setup and an extra one. So I have 2, and then in this I have 3 tourniquets just in that bag, and then another 4 in this bag as well. And then level 3 is this bag over here, and in here I have a plate carrier and more IFAKs and magazines, and basically it's a kit light. I don't have a helmet in here, but it's kit light basically.
Hockey mask.
Hockey mask, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
All right, very good.
So sound system, all those things. And there's pros and cons to all of these. and weighing that in that environment of what's the appropriate level to don.
Great. Josh, you went first. I'll go second because I'm more important than Paul, making you the least important person on the video. So first
below.
off, I'm far less Rambo-y these days, and I have made some dramatically different decisions when it comes to active killer bags. So one, I have my EDC as normal, right? So my little poet gun, and then this guy right here. First off, I'll just go through this first pouch. I have little earbuds, and they're the knockoffs. So in case, I don't know, it cooks in my car or something, it's just the knockoff ones. And that's the idea here is if I need to communicate with LE or anyone else, I can be hands-free while doing my business. So ears is a must. I also have a handheld white light. So Surefire Stiletto. Then I have a backup battery pack. I consider it, I never have less than about a half battery on my phone as a matter of principle because it's a security concern. Like my wife gets in trouble with me when she's living life in the yellow or red on her cell phone of like, no, it is a security consideration to make sure you have a charged battery, but just in case.
Quarter tank of gas, 10% charge on the phone. No,
Yep, absolutely. You gotta have at least half a tank all the time. Then this is crazy, but I just don't know where else to put it, and I want it with me. I have an Iridium satellite phone, so if comms go down for most folks, I probably can still get signal even when your cell phones aren't working. My next zippered area is all about medical. You guys haven't seen these yet, or I think Paul has. This is our single little medical kit, and we made them see-through so that while you're unzipping it, I can already identify, oh, there's chest seals, there's my gloves, there's my tourniquet. And so here's the single. And I have 3 different pouches here. A single, do you mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
Small one to pull. I'll take the big one.
We've got the double.
You hold
Heads
that for
up,
John.
hot red
That
seat.
one's for John.
And then the triple. And so I like having different size elements. So if I see blood on the ground and somebody reacting, I can divvy these out if I needed to. Of like, ooh, that one looks really nasty. Take the triple. The contents are the same of this. This has chest seals, nasal pharyngeal, you have your tourniquet, you got gauze. This one has the same thing but double, and this has the same thing but a triple. And so anyway, these are on our site, obviously. The last pouch here, I have a very small breaching tool in case I was locked out of something. We were just locked out of a venue recently, and I'm like, bolt cutters. And so these are only 18-inch, and that's not a lot, particularly like you got, you know, some wacko chain something shut, or I need to just hammer on a lock or something. Break a window, car window, anything. I don't know. I just wanted some breaching tool, and I don't know that this is really big enough. I've tried to cut some big chains with this, and you can't get through it. You got to have a bigger set, but it's bigger than nothing or better than nothing, and I don't want some massive whatever. So it's kind of like, you know, it'd be better than that. It's just Jaws of Life, and I got a 200-pound rucksack now. I'm like, oh, but I can.
My Broco's torch and my Q-saw.
So anyway, this is my active killer setup, and you notice all I have is I've got my little poet, and this is a 10+1, and then a 13. And so if I can't solve my problem with 24 rounds, because one's in the gun, then, well, I think statistically with all of our active killer events, I'm gonna be able to solve the problem in that amount of time. Typically when you give any resistance, they eat their own gun or give up quickly, but that's not always the case. But I think I'm gonna be able to solve that problem in a little bit less. So I don't have anything other than this. All right, so Paul, you saw kind of the levels that Josh brought, then you just see my kind of more singular response.
Sure.
What would you add or take away here?
So, I mean, I think all this is great, and obviously, you know, you guys have in different contexts, you put a lot of thought into the gear that you selected for, you know, having stuff that you can get to in extremist situations back at your vehicles. I roll in more of the level 1 kind of deal, right? Like what I've got on me is what I've got on me. You know, I'm gonna go with what I got, whatever that is, right? And you know, for me, my EDC is Glock 43X, Shield Arms 15 rounds magazine. So I got 15 rounds of the gun. I don't carry spare magazines. Again, going back to that statistical probability, reloads generally required in law enforcement self-defense context? Am I gonna bulk up with more stuff? I like to run light and comfortable, but still feel like I'm prepared to deal with situations, you know. And then you know, light, knife, and you know, that's basically it for me. So, and I do keep med gear in my car everywhere I go. For instance, in my I keep a med bag in my car, and then I keep an IFAK that actually slides in flat with my laptop carrier. So my work bag, my travel bag, even when I go on airplanes, I've got a full IFAK that I carry with me too.
So we've got the most stuff here. Yep. I'm kind of the medium cup of porridge, and then your lighter, you've got your EDC plus your medical kit that you grab.
I'm the little cup of porridge. But yes.
The smaller chair.
Comment down below. Awesome considerations here. Guys, I want to hear from you now in the comments. Get down below and tell me, what did we miss? How has your evolution changed of what you're doing to prepare? I really appreciate you guys, warrior poets, holding the line out there, carrying medical, carrying guns, because you want to keep the world safe as you see it falling into disrepair in very evil times. So really, really appreciate being part of your brotherhood. I also ask you to check out warriorpoetsociety.com. We got all kinds of cool gear that's available for you, and that helps support the cause and also helps you to be more ready poets. Also check out the App Store. WPSN is our streaming service, and we have entertaining shows and training classes. Really appreciate you again, guys. Appreciate the support. Train hard, train smart, stay free.